Do you love music? Do you really like buying records, browsing for records? What's it going through crates and stuff, just flicking your way through them? Sometimes just looking at them. You haven't even put them on the turntable. You've sat down on the sofa and you've taken a few off the shelf and you're just kind of looking at them. And CDs. Do you do that with CDs? You love to buy CDs and sometimes just get them off the shelf and you go through the booklet. It's a booklet that you've read loads and loads of times, but you just want to look at it again. And a box set that covers a band's entire career, going through it and looking at the different ones and realizing you don't know that album as much as you did or do, or an album that you bypassed at the time because you thought, well, that one's not for me, but now you've got them all in a box and you're exploring for the first time. Or going out and finding new bands, seeing a new band live and buying their album, supporting them, getting the band autographing it at the merch store. All formats. But the difference is you might stream, but you see, like the radio, it's just a way of discovery, because what you really want to do is buy the album on CD or on vinyl, sometimes even both. But also you're probably someone who has a vast collection. And I want to cover this in a bit more detail as well, that you want to make sure that you're enjoying what you have. Shall I pause there and say who I am for those of you who stumbled across this? I'm Phil Aston and this is Now Spinning Magazine. It's a magazine. It's not in print. It's not a newspaper, but it's based on one. It's based on sounds. If you lived in the UK in the 70s and 80s, there was a music newspaper called Sounds. And when I bought it every single Wednesday, and in it were pages and reviews on rock music, folk, funk, jazz, everything. And that's where I am in my life. I'm in my 60s. This is all I do. The COVID, the pandemic destroyed my business as it was. This is all I have now. Now Spinning Magazine. This is what I'm doing now as I enter my retirement. And I'm trying to make it work for me. What's the motivation? The motivation isn't to replace a business or anything. The motivation was to find like-minded people and to imagine I was meeting them in a pub on a Friday night to talk about music. Because I am that person that loves to buy an album and CD or whatever. I'm that person. I've done it all my life and I just love it. I haven't lost that sense of wonder of doing that at all. But what's changed, I think, for me and for many other people around the world and maybe in my demographic, is that pub on a Friday, at meeting up after work or meeting at the weekend or going to a rock club or whatever pub in the middle of the week to say about what you'd heard, a new album was coming out. It's not easy to do now. You may have moved. You may be older. The people that you used to talk to about music, you're not in contact with anymore, or they don't buy music anymore. They've got rid of their record collection or CD collection. They just stream everything. They don't buy it anymore. But you've got all this knowledge in your head and you love it. You love to get this obscure record off the shelf and you just think, oh, I enjoy playing that so much, but who can I share it with? Who else has listened to this? Am I the only person in the entire world who's decided to play Never Turn Your Back on a Friend by Budgie? Am I the only one? What I try to do here at Now Spinning Magazine is to help you know that you're not the only one who might be playing that album, or you're not the only person who's discovered a new band, and that you are part of something, part of a community of people that just love supporting bands and love the idea of having physical music. It's because I've never lost that, and I know many of you haven't either. And equally, when I was saying about the demographic that I'm in, I'm also very, very keen to make sure I encompass all new music fans who've just started buying records or CDs, because I know the price of records is very expensive. So if you're someone who's watching this and you've got 15 albums, that's great. Because I remember having 15 albums. And what's weird about that is I can almost name them when I had 15 albums, because there was 15 of them and I played them over and over again. Now I have slightly more than that, and I can lose track on sometimes what I've got and what I've played and when I last played it. And this is why it's so important, because the world is a dark place at the moment. The news is just, it's not good. I think in the UK, only 38% of people are even tuning in to watch the news. It's so depressing. And so you won't find much drama here, I'm afraid. That can be, other people do that far better than me. This is a place where I just love music, and I see music as the healer and the doctor. It helps with my mental health, my physical well-being. I just love music. So I will criticize when I review things. I will criticize the way something's been put together, but you won't hear me running down a musician. Life's hard enough as it is, and for musicians, it's really tough. And I feel that as this channel on the website gains more ground and more reach, I have responsibility. And I want to do everything I can to support music and the people that make it. So yes, I will make sure that I'll do my best. And I'm in a world here where when I'll talk about some bands and I'll get hardly any views. And if you're watching this on YouTube, YouTube will send me a message saying, not many people watch that. Our advice would be, don't do that again. But it's a balance. I want to try and support new bands, to give them a platform. But equally, I know if I talk about Deep Purple or my own personal memories, it'll do really well, because I know many people like that. And it is about the stories. It's about the stories and the life experiences that we have with these records. That a record collection, when I say the record collection, it is a personal, curated art collection that's unique to you. It's hand curated by yourself, by your own experiences of what was going on in your life, who you were with, what happened, new partners, children, deaths, births, everything, new jobs, holidays, birthdays, fun Friday nights out, and that music collection that's all around you, or it might be in separate rooms or in cupboards, wherever it is. It's yours. It tells a story. It's a diary. And you put something on and memories come back from different points in time. And that's the magic of music and why it is so important, I feel. And what I want to do here at Now Spinning Magazine, many of you who already know me will know this, but those of you who are watching this and thinking, who is this bloke? That's what this is about. It's about the celebration of music, but also bringing people together. There's a lot of things planned for May, and there were lots of things planned for April, some of which didn't quite happen because I probably was a bit too over-enthusiastic, but many things did. But the community, I'm going to touch on that in a second, but the community side is important, because I know that on the website and here on the YouTube channel, you react and people come as a community when I post something and we all talk. And I also currently moderate all comments to make sure that nobody has to worry about leaving a comment thinking that someone's going to come and by later on and leave a snarky remark, because that won't happen here. I want this to be a place where it's respect and being kind. That's my approach in everything I do here is trying to help people explore, discover new music, enjoy music they'd forgotten they'd got, and basically just respect each other. That's my focus. And as I said, it's like sitting in a pub on a Friday night and saying, guess what I found today? I still remember buying my first ever record, and it just so happens, I don't think I've ever shown you this before. This is the first record I ever bought, ever. I was 13 years of age. I don't know what way that is, I can't tell. It's Back Off Boogaloo by Ringo Starr. No, I haven't got tons of Beatles albums and stuff, but this was the first record I ever bought. I bought it from, I think it was Smith's I don't know how much it was. I can't remember because I think I got my dad to get it. But I was 13 years of age, came out in 1972, and I still have it. And the most recent album I bought was Time Machine by Cats in Space, one of my favourite bands. The sense of wonder is still there, even now. 2025, this is a great album. In 1972, I bought my first single. And I still buy all formats. I've also set up here where people can support me to ensure that I can carry on doing this, because this is all I do, where you can become a patron or a YouTube member. And this isn't just so you can get to see my videos before anyone else. It's because to expand on the fact that I know many people out there who love music, who are music fans, don't necessarily have people to engage with or talk to, or like-minded people, and who can find a group, like going into a pub in the 70s or 80s where you know you're all into the same kind of thing, and you can all share and discover new things and know that it's a safe environment. What I've done is create a WhatsApp group for people who are patrons and YouTube members, and also a private Facebook group. And it's like a little village community where people can talk about any genre: funk, soul, rock, metal, thrash, death metal, whatever, classical music, and just discover new things. And if it's not something that you like, people just let it go by. And that's a bit like what I do with the videos. You won't like all of them, I'm pretty sure, because I cover such a wide range. It would be so much easier if I was just like, now Spinning Magazine, rock. But I like to cover everything. And I know that many of you, as you've got older, in fact, I'm saying that because that's my journey, that when I was a teenager or my 20s, I just listened to heavy metal. Anything outside of those parameters was like suspicious. Whereas I think a lot of young people now aren't like that at all. And they do listen to, my sons are in their 20s and 30s, and they listen to jazz, heavy metal, pop music, funk, soul. To them, it's just music. There are no silos to stick it in or whatever. And I think that's far healthier. But actually now I'm an older guy. As I've said before, I don't know what I don't like. So those of you who've watched this rambly introduction to what is now Spinning Magazine, what is coming up? What are the regulars that you can expect to see over the channel, over the website, and on social media? Well, some of these don't always happen every month, but many of them will. So here we go. And some of these are focused on what is happening outside of the channel in the world of music as well. But I do a weekly playlist show where I talk about 7 albums that I've been playing that week. That can be based around a specific year. It could be the 70s. It could be the 80s. I have top 10 lists. I have ranking videos. And they're always, it's not from bad to worse. It's just I listen to how I play them. But I'll cover lots of different things. I have a music for mental health monthly video. I've got interviews coming up with various people. I've got another top 10 guitarist list, Music Biz Chat, where I look at music sales on CD and vinyl across the UK. There is a Bob Seger feature coming up. There's a live stream where you can ask me, to ask Phil frequently asked questions or whatever. I'm looking at 1982, 1918, 1972. And also the new wave of British heavy metal. I've mentioned this before, but there's so many people talking about this now from all over the world, which is great. But I was there. I was in amongst it. Small part, perhaps, but I was. And there's quite a lot of funny stories based around that. So I should be doing that on an episodic basis. Is that a real word? Then Cool Classics with Sue. The first episode went out last month, and that proved to be very popular. Me and Sue have got another one. She Rocks is another show I'm going to do with Sue, and we're going to look at Kate Bush this month. Meet the Collector podcast is a special one coming up based around Black Sabbath. Roy Gallagher special. Guitar Riffs That Changed the World. The first one of those has just been filmed. And the clue was in something I mentioned early on in this episode. 100 guitar solo shorts. Those are doing really well. Deep Cuts by Sabbath and probably Purple, my top 5 box sets. Memories of Lemmy. I met him several times. Never to be forgotten. Kerry Monier from Gentle Giant, just done an interview with him, with Sue helping me on that one, because she used to work with him. And there's more Purple stuff, and there's other box sets and stuff coming up as well. A whole plethora of stuff, and lots of new things I want to try out as well. But all of this is possible because of people like you who found me and have stuck with me. If you've just arrived, this might not be what you're looking for, but if you go through the catalogue, I'm sure there will be something you see. My reviews are always honest, and always look for the positive in everything. But if I think something's the corners have been cut, I will point that out, no matter what it is or what it's from. But what I want to do here is to help you discover music that you didn't know you loved, but also help you rediscover music you do love, but you've forgotten all about. Because I will feature lots of new things, obviously. It's what I do. But it's very important, I feel, that we appreciate what we already have. I was on a show recently when someone was talking about they didn't know how many summers they had left. And I'm just one of these people, it just feels that everything just keeps going. But it makes you wonder. And with all the music I've got around me, every day is a chance to listen, to take one of these records off the shelf, or take a CD out of a box set and put it on, pour yourself a cup of tea or a glass of wine, depending on what you prefer, and just sitting down and really enjoying it, really enjoying playing it. And what I want with this is that not only can you do that, you then are part of something where you can then go and chat to other people and say, I played this today. I haven't played it in years. And then someone will say, oh, wow, I've got that. I haven't played that for years myself. Or someone saying, I've not heard it. Where shall I start? That is what Now Spinning Magazine is all about. And creating a space where people feel safe to just really have a bit of respite from the darkness that's out there. I suppose Now Spinning Magazine is a light that tries to brighten that bit up a bit, really. And one of my slogans is that music is the healer and the doctor. And I really believe that. I do, unfortunately, the way things are with a lot of my heroes, I do a lot of tribute videos. And it's made me realise how important music is and how it's affected people and how it motivates us and pushes us along, how it changes the atmosphere of any room that it's played in. And it is like taking your medicine in the morning, picking a record, depending on the kind of mood you're in. So if you're feeling a bit down, you put something on that's going to make you feel up and more ready to take on whatever it is you want to do. And I just love music. So thank you for watching this. Thank you for being here. For those of you who do support me a bit further, it really does help me. But having said that, if you share this, if you subscribe, if you like something, you're also supporting me. But the main thing is, it's great to have you here and part of this journey. It's wonderful. So keep spinning those discs. Take care. And I'll see you on my next video.